this video with us. I didn't know you were going to be in it with us. Hi everybody, thank you for watching. Today I'm here with Brett. I'm going to be talking about my current diet routine, and I figured instead of doing it alone, I'm going to bring him in with me because he's the reason that I'm in such great shape. So
it's not just me. Put a little credit for yourself.
All right. Well, you're one of the biggest reasons.
I just feel bare breathing on my neck right now.
So I tweeted asking what you guys wanted to see next, and I feel like my diet routine / workout routine was the #1 most requested video. So I figured today we would sit down and talk about my diet, what I eat on a daily basis, and then next week me and Brett are going to finally film some of my workouts. Where we live now in our basement, we're setting it up as a gym, which is really cool because it makes it a lot easier to work out. So we're just waiting on our weight rack, and then we're gonna show you some of my workouts that I do at home and then also what I do at the gym. So before I get into what I eat on like a normal day, I just wanted to first say that when we do go food shopping, I think the #1 thing that I recommend for you guys is to make sure you're buying things that are healthy and things that are organic and things that are gluten-free.
It depends on what.
Yeah, I think you need to like tell them a little bit more about this. I know you're better at this whole food shopping thing.
Because food is so industrialized, they're stripping what gives people allergies because it's so processed. So gluten-free is something that we go with, like if we're gonna have pizza and we want to make pizza or something like that, we'll get gluten-free dough. Or if we're gonna be doing like pasta, you know, if I'm at a restaurant, make gluten-free there, that'd be nice too.
The reason that I started eating gluten-free, because we never really used to do gluten-free,
no.
But I feel like you guys know I've had such a struggle with my eczema. So we've been trying to pinpoint what exactly it is that's causing it, because I now know that it's definitely something that I'm eating and it's not anything that's on the outside. So when we were going through and trying to figure out what it was, we knew that sushi was one of the triggers, and then we also realized that like whenever I would have like grains and anything with like, you would say it had gluten in it, that...
Well, yeah. Well, also that book I'm reading too, it talks about how gluten is so bad for us and it affects your brain. And,
yeah.
You know,
what's the name of the book?
It's called Brain. It's an awesome book. For lack of time, I'm just going to tell you, basically says carbs have been a big reason as to why we have a lot of problems as a society, and why, you know, people our age, like even you guys out there, a lot of us might have diabetes, we don't even know it, the beginning stages of diabetes, and talks about how medication leads to other diseases and other problems and stuff like that. But he goes into the fact that there's certain things that are grains affect our brain. That's why it's called brain. Now, not all grains, there's obviously good grains out there like quinoa, which I put in a lot of things that we have, a lot of soups, amaranth. Also, you know, certain types of grains I know are healthy, they're gluten-free, they're good. I'll make sure we get. But as far as like white bread and like all the white flour foods, you know, they don't hold any nutritional value. Processed foods, if you're gonna have them, always once in a while.
Yeah, and I think that's like the biggest problem. Just everything we've been really taught is kind of like opposite, right?
Yeah.
As to what is really good for our bodies.
Yeah, we should just keep this like open format video. Like basically,
yeah.
It's Carli's diet and my diet. I mean, it fluctuates. Listen.
She's sitting here.
Don't fart on me, son, please.
What are you doing?
I do a lot of research for myself, and I'm finding out that we live in a world where everything's industrialized, including food. And it's not just food, it's everything, right?
Especially in America.
And well, in America especially, yeah.
For instance, French fries here have like 40 ingredients as opposed to... Right, I'm just saying, so it's like, like you were saying, industrialized food. It's like the food that we're eating, these people are making money. It's a business for them. It's not actual food anymore. Like,
it's no different than the Forever 21 sweater you're wearing if it's for cheap. America's a little different, obviously, with food, or not getting away from the food thing. There's food banned, in other countries that we allow here, you know, and I mean, what is that saying? That's a red enough flag for me right there to just say like, whoa, you gotta take a step back and kind of like readjust the way you go about your diet. You won't ever see us in a fast food joint, and I know that's, but I'm talking about the regular ones like Burger King, McDonald's. You won't ever see us there. But if I'm gonna be at a restaurant, and you know, once in a while, if you want to just have like a French fries, or I know French fries are cancer-causing food because of carcinogens and stuff, but it's really, if you made your own French fries at your house from your own potatoes and you put them in your own oil and you was all clean and good, that's fine. Like I don't think there would ever be a problem with that. The problem is, everywhere we go, even the best of restaurants, the quality isn't as great. You know, most of it's not organic unless they say it. They'll always say it on the menu. Most of them probably had GMOs, and
because they're trying to make a profit.
We're just looked at as a number, and you know, they got to meet a quota every quarter. So it's really balancing that, knowing that and a mixture of what you like and what you should be eating and balancing, you know, a couple sheets here and there. That's really what it's all about. But living in the fear of like thinking everything you eat is going to make you sick, that's not how we want you to think, or that's not how I want her to think. It's just being aware and being knowledgeable.
Think about what we grew up on, like Gushers and Twinkies and Yoo-Hoos and all of those things. And when I see people in my family still eating that way, it makes me, like, it breaks my heart, because so many people don't know about this, because no one really does their research. They just think, oh, well, if they're selling it at the food market, it must be good. When in reality, like 90% of the things that they're selling are not good. I know you had once told me that, I don't know if you read a quote or something, where what if I told you you could eat whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted, but you just had to make it from scratch? And that's like the reality. If you actually want to make French fries, as you just said, or you want to have an apple pie or something like that, and you're making it yourself and you know what ingredients are going in it, that is going to be better for you than if you just go out to the store and just buy whatever they're putting out on the shelves. Another thing that popped into my head was I saw this thing on Instagram. I follow all these accounts on Instagram because it's really cool to learn about all this stuff, and it showed a person watering a plant and then handing their kid a sugary type of drink. So it just says, why would you feed your plant water and give your kids something that's completely bad for them? So I feel like that's another big thing. We don't ever really drink sugary drinks at all. I drink water all day long. Like, that's my favorite drink ever, is water. And when I was little, I used to drink a lot of soda and a lot of fruit juices and stuff like that, and I used to hate water. I'd be like, ugh, water, it's so plain, it's so gross. And it's funny now because to me, water tastes amazing and it's just so refreshing. So I feel like with anything, the more you do it, the more your body will get used to it and you'll start liking it. So if you think you don't like water and you love your diet soda or your Coca-Cola or whatever it is, try cutting it out and swapping it out with water, and that alone will help save calories, and it'll just help your body overall work a lot better.
Yeah, I was like looking this way the whole time, just processing what you were saying, so I wasn't even looking at the camera.
Well, making sure I was saying
they just don't think I'm like daydreaming. No, I was
Everyone always thinks you're off like in another world.
I know. It's just because I can't, these lights are so bright, guys. I don't know. I'm just like, I can't look at the light all the time, so I gotta.
Well, you don't look at the light, you look at the camera.
If you guys are in a special occasion or you're, you know, celebrating something, don't feel like you can't just, you know, indulge once in a while. I don't want people to think like I'm telling you to just completely stop. Just know if you abuse those types of things, just like anything else, you're going like a drug. You know, you're gonna feel the consequences. So sugar, literally to me, is like the cousin of cocaine. Like there's really no difference to me because it gets you all hyped up. Certain types of sugar, yeah, are healthier for us. You know, some of them might possess the nutrients, but the processed sugar and the white sugar, the stuff that's made readily available to us and all, you know, always in these restaurants or in the coffee shops. I watched a lecture from a guy in UCLA, and he was showing the effects of sugar and how it causes cirrhosis of the liver. These little brown spots in your liver, and that's just from me watching that lecture. The list of things the negatives that go with sugar are so bad.
Well, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about sugar, because people in my family are still using like Sweet and Low and Equal and all that stuff. He actually did a video where he talked about, right? Don't you have a video up where you talked about all different sugars, which ones are good, which ones are bad, all that kind of stuff. So
it's called The Truth About Artificial Sweeteners.
Yeah, so I'll link that right here and you guys can go check that out. There's so many good informative videos on his channel that if you want to learn a little bit more about it, you can definitely go check that out. But I feel like for today, we could talk about all this stuff for hours, but I feel like the main purpose of this video is to talk about what I personally eat.
Right.
So,
but this all coincides with the changes she's made.
Right,
That's why
exactly. It's just about learning and these are things that they never taught us in school. So it's about reaching out and just finding new ways to learn all about what you're putting into your body. Like, we care so much about how we look, how we dress, but are you caring about what you're putting inside? Because that's the number one thing. That's the number one thing you need to worry about, and I feel like no one ever worries about that. Everyone's looking for the quickest way to lose weight. How do I lose weight? What do I do? What new diet can I try this week? And we always tell people like the same thing, and no one wants to hear it because it's not the perfect answer. But to stay healthy and to stay fit is to just eat healthy, eat organic foods, eat a lot of fruits. Don't do a juice cleanse and don't eat for a week because yeah, you may lose 5 or 10 pounds, but as soon as you eat, it's gonna all come back. So I feel like that's like the main thing, is just to stick with healthy, organic, real foods, and that is gonna help you reach any type of goal, and of course working out on top of that.
Yeah, the food industry to me is like music. You gotta like stay on top of it to kind of figure out what's good, what's not. Because there's things like 5 years ago they said was healthy that aren't healthy for us, and you figure it out later in life. So
yeah.
Rather than digging yourself a hole and then, oh shit, can't climb out of this hole later in life, just kind of stay, abreast with what's healthy.
Or you can just follow Brett's channel and he can keep you up to date. Because I know personally, if I wasn't dating him and I didn't have someone constantly in my ear telling me these things, not that I wouldn't care, but I just feel like there's so many other things in my life and your daily life that the last thing you're thinking about is like what you're putting in your mouth. You know, if it tastes good and it's easy to make, like that's what you're gonna go for. So I feel like it's just so important to study up on this a little bit more. Maybe check out that book that he had recommended, or even like on, you can look on YouTube, not just his channel, all over YouTube. They have all kinds of really cool.
I'm not the only person.
No, I know, but I personally watched your videos, so that's why I feel like I can recommend them because I personally watched them. You know.
No, it's just important.
Yeah.
Gotta take care of your body.
Yep. So I think that is the #1 thing when you are food shopping. Make sure you're looking for organic fruit and no fructose corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup and all those little red flags.
All the stuff that makes food last. You know, should be going bad pretty, within a week or so. So
I'm lucky. Brett enjoys cooking a lot, so he is most of the time doing the cooking for like lunch and dinner. But I feel like for breakfast, I'm kind of always in charge of my own breakfast. We kind of do different things for breakfast because I'm way smaller, so what I want and what he wants is completely different. So one thing that I love making for myself all of the time is a green smoothie. The one that's my favorite, I add in banana, pineapple, mango, spinach, almond milk, sometimes like a vegan vanilla protein, and then extra ice. And if you blend it all together, it's literally so good. You don't even taste the greens. I know some people are afraid of like those green looking drinks, but the fruit kind of overpower it, so it is really sweet and it does fill you up, which is really good.
Yeah, don't be afraid of green drinks. Those are really healthy greens.
Yeah, because usually you don't even taste the green. And even if you can taste the green, even if it doesn't taste amazing, just know that your body is just saying like, thank you. I need this.
And I just got her taking wheatgrass shots with me.
Oh yeah, those are brutal. I know a lot of people are actually asking what those shots were on our Snapchat. It's just pure wheatgrass. So if you go to like Whole Foods or like a juice place, you can probably ask for it, and they just juice wheatgrass and it comes into a little shot, and it's so strong. But if you could take a shot of alcohol, you could take a shot of wheatgrass. You can do it. It's literally...
Don't complain that it's expensive either, because people pay, $20 for a Patron shot.
Exactly. It's just so good for you.
$3.
Is it $3?
It's $3.50 in Whole Foods.
Right.
So they're jacking the price up. So it's probably like $3.
Yeah. Really so that's the same price as a Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee, but
I mean, we would also juice it ourselves, but we don't have a juicer.
Yeah,
not
we should
yet.
probably get one.
I know, they're really expensive too.
I know. Oh, we cut out milk completely. That I completely forgot to tell you guys. We were always drinking like skim milk, non-fat milk, and I did read somewhere that milk can be a cause for your eczema as well, and there's a million other reasons why we're not drinking cow's milk anymore. You guys can do your research on it, but we switched over to almond milk, and I personally think it tastes better. And the one that we have, it says it has like 50% more calcium than actual milk, right? Yeah. So I don't know, I think you guys should try it out. The one thing that I heard that made me not want to drink milk anymore was like, if a baby calf drinks its mother's milk to turn into a 400-pound cow, why would a human drink the cow's milk? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, they also zap the milk. They make sure, there's so much stuff that goes into what they do to the milk after it comes out of the cow. And once the milk leaves the cow, it's just like, obviously they're processing it, they're zapping it, they're making sure, they're getting rid of all that stuff. But what's the cow eating? How are they treating the cow? You're not raising the cow. They treat them like profit products, stuff on the market that's going to make them money. So they're going to give them cheap corn to eat, and then that's what you're drinking. That's the milk you're drinking. So if you had your cow outside and it was your own cow and you were feeding it grass and all that stuff, then maybe I would drink the milk. But
you guys gotta watch Cowspiracy. That changed our outlook a lot. And there's no like slaughtering or anything in that documentary, so that was one of the reasons
strictly
we watched it.
informative, which is really good. Yeah, but it's just one piece of a huge puzzle of reasons why we should really cut back on animal agriculture. But
yeah,
we're getting away from her diet.
I know.
But anyways,
okay, so what else do I eat? So I love to eat eggs also in the morning. I'll have like 2 eggs and a piece of toast. The eggs that we buy are pasture raised, and they have all the non-GMO and humane, right? Like the humane logo. So you just gotta like look on the packaging. Obviously, some packaging might not be 100% truthful, but we try our best to get the one that seems to be the best / healthiest / So what else? So another thing that I love is oatmeal. Sometimes I'll get like the gluten-free packet ones, but we also make still cut oats in the morning as well, which is amazing. I sometimes will even have that for lunch if there's nothing else to eat. So that's basically all I can think of as far as what I like for breakfast. I guess lunch and dinner we can kind of like combine of different ideas that we always make. Tell me about that salad you make all the time.
Just so you know, also, to see her shake that she likes, I have it on my channel. I posted it.
Oh yeah.
To my video.
You have a shake. You have that.
She'll link it below.
That Super Bowl salad.
That's a salad. Yeah. So just link those below.
Yeah. I'll link a lot of that below.
For lunch, we have salad, so I'll put a good quality chicken on top. I usually just get stir-fried chicken, like it's all cut up already. It's like the only chicken I've really been eating lately. It's organic, non-GMO, all that. And I'll put that on top of everything, really. Just a lot of greens I'm cooking with, a lot of soups I've been making lately. No red meat, we've cut red meat out completely.
Oh yeah, no more red meat at all.
Yeah.
So I used to be bigger on steak than he was, and I loved like a good burger, not gonna lie. But ever since I've watched some of these documentaries, I've completely cut out beef from my diet altogether.
You know, once in a while, if we cheat, we cheat. Well, you know, once in a while though, it's really not that much. But not red meat though, that's the thing. I've made a constant, permanent change as to not eat red meat anymore. But like I said, like a lot of salads, a lot of fresh foods, a lot of foods that are growing from the ground, healthy foods that help our body. I'm looking for foods that are gonna benefit her, benefit me, make us feel good. Not foods that are gonna hold us back. So for women, I know a lot of you out there have a hard time because, you know, it's hard to be a woman in today's world, honestly, especially with the food and stay physically in shape. But don't forget, like, exercise does matter. I mean, you can eat as good as you can eat, but exercise helps you feel good about yourself, and you know you're getting things done, accomplishing things, so make sure you're doing that as well. But not eating is not the way to go. Like, you need to give your body food. I had a friend who was so out of shape. He ate way too fast, like he just didn't give a shit. He just ate so much, he didn't care, ate at all times of the day. He went vegan for like maybe 2 months and just ate fruits and vegetables strictly, and grains. And he couldn't keep weight on. Like, when you eat that type of food, your body works at such a high level that you burn fat so much faster. So it's not something that you can do right overnight either. I mean, you have to do it consistently day by day by day, and you will see the changes. All right, but we look in the mirror every day at ourselves, we don't see a change, but over the course of time, you do change. So you have to just stick with it. It's really important. You have to stay loyal to yourself. A lot of it is mental obedience. You have to stay disciplined in knowing what you do. Like, if you're going out with friends and they want to get fried food and they want to eat bad, you got to separate yourself, all right? It's going to look weird. Your friend's probably going to be like, you're weird, whatever. Who cares what they're saying? They're not you. They're not breathing your lungs, you know? That's really the big message that I wanted to like say in this video, because for Carli, every day could change. I just make sure we get some type of food in our body, you know, every couple hours. For me, I'm eating a lot more than she does, so I'll always have probably double or triple the portion size, whatever we're making. Foods that give you guys heartburn, don't eat those foods. Foods that give you acid indigestion, don't eat those foods. You know, your body's speaking to you. Just listen to your body. And that's the main thing I would tell you guys today. Just, if you're feeling like crap after eating something, there's a reason. You know, if you feel good after eating something, you're digesting it well, and I know this sounds weird, but your poops are good, you have a lot of diarrhea, you're not doing very well for your gut, you're digesting bad, you know. Your gut health is so important because it transitions to your brain, and that's all really. I mean, as far as what you've been eating, water, a lot of water. Sometimes she likes like green tea, which I enjoy as well. But she also drinks hot green tea. A lot
Chai
of
tea.
Chai tea.
The bags, because I've been trying not to get Starbucks as much because it's obviously not good for you. A little Manuka honey and then almond milk. Tastes really good. We do sometimes buy vegan chocolate chip cookies though, because
which are fun,
you can't just. It's unrealistic to just say you're only gonna eat fruits and vegetables and salads and all this stuff. Like, well, I know people, no, but I saw the #1 thing was like, do you have cheat days and do you have that? And like, yes, we do. Like, we're not just so strict that we don't eat whatever we want. But if you are strict 90% of the time and you're constantly putting good stuff in your body, if you have one cheat day here and there, it's not gonna kill you.
I just don't like the name, the day, cheat days. Like, I don't like that. I just think
like a cheat meal.
No, there's no cheating. You're not cheating. You just, if you want to have the food you want to have, just have it. But make sure you're supplementing that with healthier foods.
Right, and make sure it's not every day. You're not giving in and eating something.
I'm making a lot of vegetables for her. Like, I'll grill mushrooms as a replacement for meat sometimes. And it's really just a lot of seasoning. Like, I season everything. I really truly believe you can really make anything taste like meat if you season it the right way. And that's really what I do. I put a lot of garlic on stuff because I love garlic.
Guacamole. Avocados are so good for you. Guacamole is literally life. And then I like to dip tomatoes in guacamole. Also, hummus is another good like snack.
Yeah, but not like Sabra hummus. We don't do that.
Oh yeah, no. We get
organic.
Yeah, we get the one that's good.
Stuff,
I like the roasted red pepper one. So you can either dip like peppers, tomatoes, celery. I'm allergic to celery. A lot of watermelon. I'm obsessed with watermelon, which are still fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. I'm just trying to think like whenever something pops in. Since I'm not trying to lose weight, I've been like just maintaining, and I've noticed like eating this way has helped me maintain. Are there any like specific tips that you would give someone who's trying to lose weight, or?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, whatever you're doing, there needs to be some type of sacrifice in what you do, replaced with something, with something else. It's not working for you, and I know everyone's story is a little different because not one person is the same, but we all have the same organs. A lot of clean, healthy foods, guys. And I know a lot of you out there on a budget. I mean, everybody has their own situation that they're in. You're young and you live in like your house still, and your family doesn't really cater to what your desires are. So go out and get some stuff by yourself if you have to. You could really eat on a budget organically. Find some really good farmers markets that sell things for cheap, Also, when you're in the supermarket, and I tell her this all the time, and she's usually with me, things that they want to get rid of are always going to be at eye level. They're always going to push the closer expiration dates to the front. I dig through everything. I'm like a freaking ferret in that thing digging through, as ferrets do. We've eaten like seafood a little bit with fish. Like sometimes I'll make wild caught salmon, but only wild caught salmon. There's what out there now. Tell them about the salmon. This is good.
Yeah, everything's like GMO salmon. Like
and what makes you know if it's GMO?
Because it's orange with like the white stripes in it.
Right. And what makes you know if it's wild caught?
It's like a red color.
Yeah, so that's another thing I want you guys to know. Salmon's really good for us, right? It's got a lot of good healthy fats, which are good for our brain, good for our cholesterol levels. It just has to be wild caught, all red.
Well, the reason we cut down big on seafood is because, well, sushi is my #1 like favorite meal ever, but again, it causes my eczema.
Yes, eczema always flares up when we have sushi, so that's telling me like the fish is probably low grade. They're probably spraying it with something to make sure it doesn't go bad, it doesn't smell.
It's so funny because like to me all these things sound great, but I know some of you guys watching this are probably like, ugh, like what? Yeah, but you just get used to it. I know, but like your body's so used to eating junk that you're craving junk all the time, but once you cut it out, you slowly like don't crave that stuff anymore. And I know it doesn't seem like that's the truth, but it really is, I promise you, because I used to eat fast food, I used to eat junk food, I used to eat whatever the hell I wanted before this one came into my life, because I just never thought about it. I never figured that that was a problem. I mean, I always struggled with my weight. I always was on a diet and I always wanted to lose weight, but I was never able to lose weight. And it's because I was eating processed foods and kind of just like whatever I wanted, along with the diet meals and the frozen meals that are filled with salt and all that stuff. So again, it all ties back to just eating real stuff that the earth provides for us. Ashley Page wants to know, what's your best tip for staying motivated? I think that's like the biggest problem. Like you get that motivation kick and then maybe after like a week or two you kind of just like fall back into the old habits. So what could be like, do you have any tips for her?
If you're trying to lose weight, don't weigh yourself every day.
Oh, yeah.
Go by the week. You'll never be satisfied looking at being on the scale every day because you're not going to see a constant change. But if you take time in between, you'll notice significant differences. Also, if you need motivation, music is a great thing. Obviously, make sure you're listening to good music, stuff that makes you happy, stuff that takes you back to happy memories. Surround yourself with people who want to see you do better. They want, and it goes both ways. People that you help too. Funny because it's the same thing as food. You have to keep your mental outlook on everything fresh and up to speed with it. And if you need to go online, there's a lot of good stuff. This guy Eric Thomas, I found online. It's called Thank God It's Monday. I posted it to my Snapchat yesterday. And he'll do motivational speeches. It's all about how you react to everything and the way you're thinking about it and the way you can turn something so negative and positive. Like, don't climb the mountain so everybody can see you. Climb the mountain so you can see the world. And I love that quote, and that's something that I've always tried to think of lately. And just with trying to stay good, just do it for you so you could better yourself. Don't do it because someone's influencing you to do it, or we're up here trying to tell you how to live your life. If this is something that you don't want to do, I don't want to see anybody unhappy. If junk food makes you happy, then eat junk food. But I know for a fact down the road, if you have mood swings, your family, people around you, it affects everybody. It's not just you. And don't quit on yourself. It's so easy to quit. Stay with your goal. Set something there. Hold yourself accountable. How are you going to say you want to be one way and then quit on yourself and then expect to get other things done in your life? You'll always quit. You'll always know that you could just quit and call it quits, and that does affect the people around you.
I know for just having this, because we have this conversation with everybody all the time because they're always constantly asking us, like people in our own lives, and I think the #1 thing people are always doing is like they know that their #1 thing they want to do is lose weight, but they're constantly doing a million other things to help fill that hole elsewhere, like for instance buying clothes or shopping or doing this or doing that, instead of actually doing the one main thing that's the actual problem. And I know the hardest thing is staying motivated, and kind of like what he was already talking about, like if you want to try and read some books that are like motivating, I have a couple good ones that I recommend.
Yeah, definitely reading. That's definitely one way to stay motivated.
Because when you can figure out how to like work with your thoughts and change the way you think, that is the main way that's going to help you reach your goals, because without changing your mind, you're not going to be able to change anything else. You need to change something that's in your daily routine. Lebanese Almond. How can you make kale more tasty and enjoyable?
That's a good question.
That is a good question, because we eat kale a lot.
Yeah. You could really do a lot to kale. That's the beauty of it. I would throw it in soups, because it literally turns into like a tender meat kind of. It's crazy. I would never have thought I'd be like craving kale in soup or beans and stuff like that, but this stuff is delicious if you spice it the right way. Also, if you want to make like kale chips, you know, break kale off, you douse it in a little bit of like olive oil with spices and stuff like that. Throw it in the oven. Kale chips are good. Kale salads too. I mean, throw kale in with whatever dressing you like. Throw it in shakes. That's the way we eat it too, obviously.
Yeah. Mariana wants to know, what do you drink, take, or eat before working out to boost your energy? You're beautiful. Love you. I love you too. The smoothies, I like to work out in the morning usually. So I'll have like my morning smoothie, and then I'll just have the energy to go work out. Fruits, like we always buy like 3 things of bananas at once, because I love just being able to like grab a banana, and then it fills me up and it gives me some energy as well.
Just making sure whatever you eat, you don't go to the gym on a full stomach and your body's digested it, and make sure you're drinking and you're hydrated.
Natalie wants to know how to stop craving. Like how to stop cravings. I feel like I remember that was like my biggest thing. I remember when I was like trying to diet hardcore when I was like younger and I didn't know what I was doing. By like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I would just be like, oh, I'm so hungry, but I'm about to go to bed. So like, what do you eat?
You have to take things out of your sight, because if they're not in your sight, you don't think about it.
That's true. If they're not there to grab, you're not going to grab them.
Right. So that's a big thing. Like
those fruit pops, frozen fruit pops that we have, those grape ones, that's like sweet potato and all that. That's actually another good thing, and that would probably be good to have like at night too.
Fresh fruit, frozen
fruit pops. The frozen fruit bars.
Making sure they're good quality though.
Yeah. Maritza wants to know, I'm trying to get lean but build muscle. How do you manage cardio without burning too much muscle?
You don't have to go crazy with cardio. Walk instead of run. There's other ways to do cardio rather than just getting on a treadmill. Obviously you can swim. Try to hit some steam rooms, because that'll help you too as well. Breathe, you know. Honestly, like, I know this is gonna sound stupid, but we don't take enough time to breathe, and we don't take enough time to chew. Those are 2 things that I wanted to say. I'm glad I
say that all the time.
Yeah, we all breathe, but do we breathe? Like, we kind of cheat ourselves.
Let's give them an example of real breath. Ready?
Yeah. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Make sure your chest comes out. So, literally, if you were being suffocated underwater and you had to get that gasp of air into your body, we should take 10 minutes a day just to literally sit there, breathe, give your body oxygen. Also, with chewing too, when you're chewing your food, make sure you chew it up good. Don't chew and swallow. Like if your food's hot, wait, just wait. I know it looks delicious. I know it's good.
I'm guilty. I'm so guilty of that. Yeah. He's always like, chew our food.
If you swallow a food that's a chunk of food, it's gonna be that much harder for your body to digest and break down, right?
So I'm going through a lot of these questions, and a lot of them we've either already covered or we've just answered now. I feel like the thing I keep seeing is just how to fight cravings and how do you prevent like urges, and I really honestly think that once you switch over your diet and your lifestyle and you start eating healthier, a lot of those cravings are going to go away. The reason you're getting some of those cravings is because your body's craving something that's not real, like sugar and candy or stuff like that. Like you think you're craving that, but it's actually just like playing a trick on yourself. So once you start eating healthier, like the cravings really go away. Like obviously I'm hungry, I have my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then a snack here and there, but it's so crazy because, I don't know, I just feel like I was always constantly on a diet and trying different things, and I would never, ever, ever lose weight. And then when I just stopped trying all the stupid little fads and just kind of ate healthy and just exercised regularly, like that's really all it takes. So I think that's really the main thing. And I know a lot of people want to have like that quick fix, or that, oh, well, we do this and I do this and that's how I stay slim or whatever. But unfortunately, that's not how it is. We all have different bodies, but it's all about just finding like what is your happy medium for yourself and just kind of feeling comfortable in your own skin. So I think that's it for now. I'm sure this video is already too long. Thank you so much for coming in and helping me talk about all this stuff, because I know I would not have covered half of it if you weren't here, and I'm very blessed because I have him on a daily basis to keep me motivated and to keep reminding me of all of this stuff. So I feel like if you are losing some motivation, maybe come back to this video and rewatch it, and then you have your own personal Brett to tell you what to do. So
everybody should have someone in their life that's looking out for your best interest.
Right, and if you have that friend who's constantly bringing you down and trying to get you off of that track,
pull them out like a weed or her.
Exactly. You don't need that person in your life. You need to tell them if this is something you really want to do, they should back you up 100% and never ever pressure you or make you feel like you're doing something wrong. Because at the end of the day, we all need to be healthy to live a long, healthy life. And it starts now. It starts when we're young. And if we're not taking care of it now, it's going to be too late. So I feel like that's one thing with humans, like we don't learn for ourselves until something bad happens, and this is us sitting here trying to help prevent that for you guys. We don't want any of you guys sick or any of you getting any of these diseases from some of the shitty food that's out there. So
we have to also think too, not to ramble, but just pollution in general already does a number on us because we're breathing shitty air sometimes. So you got to think about other things that don't involve putting food in your mouth, and then realize like, you know, you're drinking alcohol, you smoke cigarettes, and you're eating bad food. I mean, you're just like tripling it, which just cut one thing out at a time, one day at a time. Don't try to overset your goals. I mean, yeah, always reach as far as you can with what you're doing and set yourself unrealistically so you can reach some type of good goal, but you want to also be realistic with yourself. And once you start making those changes, the positive changes, you'll also notice people in your life that still are sticking to that negative frame of mind, and you know, the ball's in your court whether you want to help them or just, you know, cut them off like a bad habit. So
alright, so that is it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned some new things, and hopefully we answered all of your questions.
This won't be the last video we make talking about diet and nutrition, let's just put it like that. So if you guys have any questions, drop them below. We're gonna do an updated fucking boyfriend does your makeup tag.
Oh yeah, because you know better now. You know how to do that.
Can't wait to butcher her face. We did those videos when we literally...
Ew, I know. We were like just dating. I'm like, come in my videos with me.
This girl threw me into the fire, literally. I was like...
I know.
I was like a little baby.
I know.
Sacrificed.
With your little waxed eyebrows.
Oh my god.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to redo that. If there are any other videos you guys want to see us do, let us know, because I love filming with you. It's always a good time. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming in this video with me.
You're welcome.
I hope that we can help some of you guys, and hopefully you learn some new things.
This is so funny.
I'm hungry. Alright, now I'm hangry, so now it's time to go. Let's go. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We love you guys so much, and until next time, see you later.
See you later. Corny. No, we don't want to go yet. So if you guys have anything that you need to know about what we talked about, it could be confusing, it could be misleading, but just drop a comment below. Also hit us up on Twitter, anything you need. She doesn't say things like this, not that we need to, but it's important in these types of videos because there's a lot of information being thrown around that you guys are aware of what we're saying and not thinking we're up here just rambling about shit. So
look, baby's here. You want to say bye?
What
did you get into? Oh, my yogurt. Did you have some blueberry